Oh, hello and ahoy there! And welcome to Dolly Sunshine Saturday. Hey there, everyone! Thank you so much for clicking on this video and for choosing me to spend this time with. This is my channel, Once Upon a Nursery, and I am Tamra, head weirdo, top dog, and your host as always. And today I am here for my tag, Dolly Sunshine Saturday. And I have with me my sweet little Maris Cassidy. Look at her little face. Oh, she's so sweet. And she was changed off camera, so I want to show you her headband that I made and the bow that I made that's on her head. And then she's got this cute little butterfly onesie with this other little strappy thing on the top. And she's got little flowers on it. This was sent to us in some happy mail. And baby feet. Of course, there she is. So let me show you her lovey, and then I'll show you what I'm going to be putting on her today. And please stick around because I got two babies to show ya. One for each hand. I don't know. Okay. I got two babies to show you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Alright, so I was just looking. The sun keeps going back and forth behind the clouds. So I'm like, it's like yeah. So what I have to put on Maris today. Oh. Petunia. This is her little bear, Petunia. So hello, Petunia. And then I have this little headband that I made and this little bow I'm gonna stick on there that I made. Very pretty. You guys have seen these before on Scout. They look so cute on her too. And then I have this little onesie. It is quite hot here in Oklahoma. So this has a little onesie with butterfly sleeves. It's a Garanimals newborn. It's probably going to be big, but I don't have a lot of clothes. So anyways, little onesie that I'm going to be putting on her. So let's tilt the camera down and get started on her, and then I'll bring out the next baby. I'm sure you guys can probably guess who it is. If you know me and you know what I'm like, then you know who it is. All right, I'm just gonna jump right in here and just get started on this changing today. Do a little changing and chatting. Yeah, we had some pretty bad storms. Well, actually, not really. There's this one storm in particular. So we had this storm blow through on Saturday night. And, well, last weekend, I should say. So yeah, last Saturday, let me tell you about last Saturday, what happened. Because it's been a week ago now, so it's still pretty fresh in my head. Now, let me say, before I actually start telling this story, I am not afraid of storms. Growing up here in Oklahoma, once upon a time, I was terrified of tornadoes, and I went and I lived in England for a little while, and when I came back, I loved horror movies, I loved storms, and I don't really know how to explain that. I'm not scared of storms anymore. I mean, if we get a tornado warning, which it happens kind of often, I guess, but if we do get a tornado warning, I just gather up my dolls and my dogs and go into the bathroom. So, I just keep an eye on the weather, and I just do what I do. So, try not to get excited. If I get excited, the dogs are going to get excited, and yeah. Anyway, so that's just no bueno. So, last night I was sitting there, I was watching Toddlers and Tiaras on Tubi TV. Yes, I was. And I think I'm going to have to... I have some extra little snaps on here that I put on. I think I'm going to have to snap them to make this fit. If it'll stay. Her neck might be a little big. There we go. She got those little captain thingies. Anyway, it's a true butterfly sleeve. She's going to fly away. So it was probably about 11:30 at night last Saturday. I was sitting in my living room watching Toddlers and Tiaras with the dogs and just chilling. And all of a sudden, I heard this sound. I'm going to turn her this way because you're not going to see her till I'm done. So let me put her in this. And I live about 2 blocks from the train tracks. Let me grab the next baby and we'll get started on her. So who do we have here? Oh my goodness, look at that. It's Bindi. Oh my goodness. And Bindi, she was also changed off camera like the rest of the girls. So I'll show you what she's wearing. She has this giant flower in her hair. It's like an ivory color. It's not white, it's ivory. Like this is also ivory and it says, "Shine like a princess." And this is Bindi Fiona. And Bindi was named after, you got it, Steve Irwin's daughter, Bindi Sue Irwin. And Bindi Sue was named after a crocodile. Anyways, we love the Irwins. Yes, we do. We love the Irwins. How about you? So let me show you what I'm going to be putting on Bindi. Before that, this is Cupcake, her little leopard, and her lovey, her leopard, Cupcake. Cupcake was named by my sweet and wonderful, amazing friend Marilyn at Marilyn's Dollyland. Please go check out her channel if you haven't. I will leave a link to her channel in my description somewhere in this video. It will be there. So please go check out Marilyn. And we wanted to say thank you, Auntie Marilyn, for this wonderful name for this wonderful kitty. We love it. Little Cupcake. And then I have the same bow like I have for Maris. I made 2 of them. So she's going to be wearing the other one. And I'm going to put this little onesie on her. And it's just a Gerber preemie. And it's yellow with white polka dots. And then over the top, I'm going to be putting this little shirt, and it's Child of Mine Newborn, and it's just well, it's got some dog hair on it. It's white with or it's yellow with white polka dots, and it has this little fish right here. I thought it would go nice with Maris's sea turtle, so little fishy theme here going on. Right, so I was sitting in the living room with my dogs watching Toddlers and Tiaras, and all of a sudden, and I live about 2 blocks from the train, so at first I thought it was a train. And no, there was no tornado, so don't even worry about that. But I was sitting there, and all of a sudden I heard this sound, and I was like, what is that? And I paused my show, you know, and I just sat there, and Stella does this bark when she's scared. And it's like really deep and like loud. So she was a little bit freaked out, and it freaked me out. I seriously got very, very spooked, and that doesn't happen very often, especially with weather related things. So I was kind of surprised, but I was like sitting there. I was like, I actually said out loud to my dogs, I said, "What is that?" And like my heart was racing. It was like going 90 miles an hour. And I went into my laundry room where I have a big window. And I looked outside. It was the wind. Oh my gosh. We have had high winds here in Oklahoma. But I don't know. There was just something about the way that it was blowing through the trees and how hard it was blowing, I guess. It sounded, I legit did think that there was a tornado. Like at first, I did. I'll just be honest with you. I did. And I immediately, like my heart, just like, I don't know, it did funny things. And I grabbed my dogs and I put them into the bathroom. And then I didn't take my dolls into the bathroom this time. But I did move all of them because I have a window over there. You can, the light. Yeah, you guys know. So I moved all of them away from the windows, and I brought them to the other side of the room, and everybody got covered up with a blanket. They got their heads all covered up and everything. And that was the best I could do. I knew there wasn't a tornado, at least not at that moment. So there wasn't much more I could do other than that. I have 40 dolls. So I do my best. That's something that I wonder about with all of you. If you guys have a plan, like if you live in a place where it gets a lot of storms, do you have a emergency plan for your dolls? What is including, what are you including in the evacuation? Are you taking your babies? If you have to go to a storm cellar or something like that, how does that handle? I'm also wondering, and this is a little bit morbid, I know, but I'm wondering, do you guys have a death plan for your babies? When you pass on, what happens to your dolls? Where do they go? Who ends up with them? You don't want somebody in your family who doesn't really care about dolls to handle that after your passing, because they'll just end up going in the trash or getting sold for $1 in a yard sale, or you know what I mean? That's just wrong. So let me bring Maris back, and you can see her. Oh, she kicked it. And there she is with her headband and her little face. And then she has this little turtle onesie. Oh, so cute. Super cute for Dolly Sunshine Saturday. And then Maris has her little bow. Oh, I just love her face. Well, they're the same baby. They're the same kit. So I love both of their faces. But they're supposed to be the same size, but Maris is quite obviously longer than Bindi is. So anyways, there's her lovey. But I'm going to move that out of the way. So they're finished. So it did end up just being a storm. The center of the storm was purple when it first started moving into my town, but the place where I live is in a depression. It goes down. No matter which way you leave town, you have to go up a hill. So I sit down in a little bowl in a valley, and it seems like every time we get really bad storms, right when they get to where that valley is, they start to diminish. So we have had some really scary storms that have either kicked up right on top of us and moved on, or they're moving towards us and they end up diminishing. Now, we have had some tornadoes, don't get me wrong, but just that storm in particular, though, was just a severe thunderstorm. The wind was the craziest thing of all. There was a little bit of thunder, a little bit of lightning, but it was mostly just wind. Not even that much rain, really. So, I don't know, So, yeah, needless to say, I was quite nervous for pretty much the rest of the night. Even after I knew that it wasn't anything but a severe thunderstorm, and I checked my weather, and the storm was blowing away, and I still was like super nervous. So I just kind of had to try to relax and take it easy. I got myself all worked up is what it was. So held the baby, ended up being fine, hung out with my dogs. It turned out okay. So that's it for us today. These girls are both dressed for Dolly Sunshine Saturday, and I just love their yellow and their little sea creatures, turtle and a fish there. So yeah, if you haven't heard, this Monday is going to be my last Disney Monday because I'm starting a new tag. I'd like to invite you to check out my Fun for a Friday video from yesterday to get all the details and the explanation for that. And I would love for you all to join in on May 15th. So be on the lookout for that. But that's it for us today, guys. So thank you so much for joining us today for Dolly Sunshine Saturday, which is my hashtag. And if you don't mind, please consider hitting that like and subscribe. If you haven't, hit the notification bell if you want to be notified every time I upload a video. Comments and sharing are always welcome. And please join us over on Instagram if you would like to see more pictures of my babies. All right, guys, that's it. So from me and Maris and Bindi and the rest of the Posh 38, we love you. And we will see you soon. Bye, guys.